Hello everybody and welcome back to MP Blazing. I'm back with you guys with another episode. And this time I'm about to go a little bit more in depth on like how to get pretty much diamond faster for assault rifles. But before we get into it, if you guys please want to go follow my Twitch at MP Blazing, that's where I do stream some live gameplay of me grinding out the camos. So without further ado, that's all I have for you guys, so let's get straight into it. So a lot of people were wondering why I stop working on my camos when I get to level 50, and the reason why I do that is because to me that's the secret behind getting the assault rifles gold faster. Is I pretty much move on to the next gun once I rank them out to level 50, because once you get to level 50 is when you unlock the last pretty much camo tier challenge, like the last set of challenges. So here in the assault rifles, here on the AK-47, I have it to level 48, and the reason why I do it is because even before I'm at level 50, just naturally grinding out the camos, you'll pretty much get every single one of them done. You'll maybe miss a little bit of the florals, maybe a little bit of science ones. Like for example, I don't think I'll finish this one before I get to level 50, but the majority of the time you're gonna finish the majority of these camos. And then the psychedelic challenges is pretty much just getting double kills, which I think is relatively very easy to get. It shouldn't take you more than 2 to 5 matches to get 25 double kills. It's really not that hard. So that being the reason, I don't think this is a challenge that you should necessarily grind at once you get to level 50. I would take that time of getting, you know, gold on that gun, the extra time you could be spending to get the gold, you could pretty much be working on every other gun. And the reason I say that is because in this game, compared to Modern Warfare, the gun rankings take a little bit longer. I noticed it's a lot harder to rank up weapons in this game, and to do that repeatedly for every single gun is kind of tedious. So I kind of do that just to get every single gun out the way. So here, as you can see, I pretty much have the XM4 to 54, the QBZ to 51, and the FFR to 50, and then the AK-47 is almost to 48. But all because I stopped doesn't mean these aren't pretty much almost to gold. All 3 of these guns are pretty much almost gold, and so is the AK-47. So once I get to level 50 on the AK-47, I'm gonna move on to the Craig 6, and I'm gonna do the same thing. But since the Craig 6 is the last assault rifle I need, when I get that one to level 50, I'm gonna just get that one gold already. And then when I hop back to the other guns, all I pretty much need is double kills for every single one of them, so I can pretty much just get them gold back to back to back to back relatively quickly. That way, saving me time from sticking to one gun, ranking it out to its max level, which is not really necessary because you already get all the challenges at level 50, maxing it out to max level, and then having to hop onto another fresh gun with no attachments, nothing. It's kind of annoying. So I'd rather just get the leveling up process out the way, and that's pretty much what I'm going to do with every single gun category. For example, when I switch back to the submachine guns, I'm going to get every single one of these submachine guns to level 50 or whatever its max level is for the challenges. And then I'm going to just switch submachine guns and then go back to them and get them all gold, like one by one by one. Alright, so let's get into the camos now a little bit. So eliminations is really, I think, is the most basic camo that you could possibly ever do. So it's just getting eliminations. This will just happen in the process of ranking up the gun. If you're sincerely, honestly having trouble with this and you just want to get it out the way, I would just camp, hide in corners, do whatever you can to get yourself kills. It's really not that hard of a challenge. And then moving on to stripes. Stripes is the headshots, I believe, which is get 100 headshots. You know, it's always been like that since Black Ops 2 days, getting 100 headshots, which isn't that bad. I guess it would take some kind of getting used to if you've never really grinded for challenges, and you've never really aimed for headshots. But if you've grinded for challenges before, you might have already kind of gotten used to just naturally aiming to the head. But if you haven't, you know, whenever you catch yourself, you know, aiming at somebody or they don't notice you, and you're gonna, you know, aim them down before you shoot, always just aim for the head, especially if they're not paying attention. Take advantage of getting that free headshot. But if not, you know, if you're facing head-to-head combat, try aiming for the head. Not only will you more likely be recommended to get the kill because you're aiming for the head, headshots do more damage, it just gets you more used to just naturally aiming for the head, making you able to kill people quicker and move on. But if you're really struggling, I think another thing that might help you out is play hardcore, because in hardcore, headshots are mostly always one-shot, one kills, but at the same time, all because you can get people with a one-shot, one kill to the head, that can also happen to you. So keep that in mind before you go into hardcore. Other than that, I guess maybe using some sights on some guns might help you get some headshots too, just to get a clear scope. But other than that, it's just a matter of just aiming to the head. This one I found out that you can relatively get it done naturally as you rank up the gun, so it shouldn't be too hard. But if you really are struggling to get some headshots, just try to catch yourself every time you're about to shoot or get into gunfights, and tell yourself, you know, aim for the head, aim for the head, aim for the head. It's more of a mental thing, this one, than anything. Then onto the Bloodthirsties. Again, this one has been around since Black Ops 2 days. It's just, you know, 5 kills without dying. It's Bloodthirsties. It's not the craziest thing in the world, but it is kind of annoying when you get 4 kills and you die off the 5th one. But, you know, the only advice I can give you for this one is to, normally what I'll do is I'll get the first 3 kills. I'll play very aggressively just to get them out of the way. And for the last 2 kills, I'll pretty much stay back. I'll be a little bit more, you know, defensive to get the last 2 kills. And then once I get those 2 kills, if I'm still on the streak, I'll just keep going until I get like a merciless, because those getting a merciless pretty much counts as 2 Bloodthirsties or 2 5 kills without dying. So the kills, you know, they do chain up. So if you go on like a 15-20 kill streak, it'll count as like 4 to 3. You know, it all stacks up. But pretty much all I can say is, you know, play aggressively first, you know, 3-4 kills, and then hide for like the last 2 or the last kill that you want. And then do that about 20 times, which isn't a lot. I think it used to be more back then in other Call of Duty. I think it was like 20. Now moving on to Geometric. I think Geometric, yep, Geometric is the long shots. Again, this one I am super relieved. It's 50 and not 100 long shots, because Modern Warfare's 100 long shots was fucking insane. And like I was saying in my last video, I think this one, in this game, it's a lot easier to get long shots, mainly because the maps I realize are a little bit more bigger. Like they're bigger based, it's not a lot of small maps. So all the maps are like medium to long range maps, so it's relatively easier to get long shots. And I'll try to, you know, make a video, you know, later on and showing you guys like all the long shots I found in the maps. But aside from that, the best thing you can do is 1, focus on bullet velocity attachments, and 2, use a long range sight. The bullet velocity attachments, because I've noticed that in this game they are probably the most important attachments in this game. Normally it's always been damage over velocity, but in this game I would kind of switch them. I'd focus way more on velocity than it does damage. It pretty much just helps cut that frame rate thing you feel like you're losing, kind of like, you know, feels like your shots aren't hitting. Your shots are hitting, it's just that they're not getting there as fast as you think they are. So bullet velocity will help change that out dramatically. You know, you get an attachment, I think is 100 max, 100 bullets, plus 100 bullet velocity, which I think is the max you can get, which pretty much makes every single one of your guns like hit droppers. Like as soon as you shoot, it hits, which is what you want to get at, especially if you're shooting long range. You know, the last thing you want is you shoot long range, you feel like you're hitting your target, and they're not hitting, because by the time the bullet gets over there, they move like that 1 centimeter that it takes for that bullet not to hit. So definitely focus on bullet velocity attachments, and again, for those same reasons, also focus on sights, because when you get sights that are zoomed in more on the target, the bullet, you know, is more precise on where it's going, instead of you trying to get long shots with an iron sight all the way across the map. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a little bit harder. And another tip I would say is, me personally, I play hardcore, so the long shots are a lot easier. You can pick people off, but again, hardcore doesn't make it easier, for the sense that just as you can drop people easier, you can also get dropped easier. So keep that in mind if you do want to play hardcore. But I do think they are easier in hardcore once you get the hang of it. You know, you just hide back, don't stick out your head all the time. You gotta play nice and slowly. But long shots, I don't think they're too hard. There's a lot of maps like, you know, Miami, Satellite, what's the other place, like Garrier, some shit like that. But there's a lot of maps you can get your long shots in. This shouldn't be too difficult. Now moving on to Floral. Floral ended up being a challenge that a lot more people are a lot more confused on than I thought it would be. I thought it was pretty, you know, straightforward, because it tells you right there, you know, kill 15 enemies detected, stunned, or blinded by your score streaks, equipment, or field upgrade, which means it can be done with more than just a UAV and a counter UAV. And I'm gonna go over to the class so I can actually show you guys exactly everything you can use to get this challenge done. So, for example, it says equipment, which falls under stuns. You can use stun grenades to make these kills count to your challenges. So if you see somebody, you can throw a stun them, and kill them, and it will count towards this challenge. But you only get 1 stun, Here's the thing. there's this magical little perk called a Court Master that lets you recharge your equipment every 25 seconds. So you can pretty much have a flashbang on standby every 25 seconds, or or a stun or a flashbang, whatever you prefer to use. They both count because they both stun the enemy. So you can have a stun every 25 seconds and you can just throw stuns out your ass. But I don't really like using that one because I like using stem shot because that's kind of crucial for me. But the most important thing that I feel like has gotten me those kills as fast as you can, and if you guys are looking to get it done as fast as you can, is the field mic field upgrade. Personally speaking, I feel like the field mic is extremely overpowered. People don't even realize it. It's even in hardcore, it's great. Pretty much what the field mic is a mini portable pocket UAV that you press down in the map and you forget about it, and it generally it shows you a lot of space, like just part of the map for you to get kills on, which is nice. And the reason why I like doing this one is because you can run the perk called Gearhead, which pretty much recharges your field upgrade faster and it lets you carry 2. So putting 2 of these field mics down lets you can literally cover half of the map with these field upgrades and get people anywhere on the map and it'll count. Because Ghost doesn't stop them from being detected by it, only Death Silence does. And a lot of people don't like running Ninja for some reason in this game, but it's super easy to catch people off with the field mic. So I highly recommend Gearhead and then running the field mic, because then you can just use it. And then what I would do is, don't put it in your spawn or anything like that. Play defensively, and if you can, and when you see an opening, run to the enemy spawn, put it down somewhere that they won't find it, and then run back and pretty much put the field mic in the spot where you're aiming at, where you want the kills to come from, where you want to get your kills. Put that field mic there so it covers that general direction. And every time, you know, it makes a sound, that means there's somebody near, you can go off, pick them off, and it counts because they're detected by the field upgrade. And if you don't feel like doing that, of course, you can go the regular route and just use UAVs, counter UAVs, because that counts as blinded and detected. So, a lot of people don't know that you can use the field mics. I recommend using the field mics. The field mics, I use it all the time. I get all those challenges done maybe within 3 to 5 games. It's super easy. I'll probably throw some gameplay up here too with me getting some of my challenges done. But even in hardcore, if you choose to use the field mics, you know, people say, oh, you don't get your mini map, you can't see it. Yes, that's true, you can't see it, but what the field mics do is they make sounds in hardcore. So when there's nobody in that field mic area, it's not gonna make a sound. But if there's someone that is in that field mic area, you'll hear like a little beeping, and the more enemies there are, the louder and faster the beeps are gonna get. So you're very aware when there's somebody in your area. It's not hard to tell at all. That's why I love using them. So definitely recommend field mics for the Floral challenges if you guys are struggling with that. And then let's move on to the next one. Yeah, and then you gotta get 75, which again isn't the worst thing in the world. I recommend trying that method. If you guys don't like that, just go ahead and use the stun method that you can use. You know, you can recharge stuns every 25 seconds, or you just use UAVs. But me personally, I think the field mics are your best friends, and I say take advantage of them before they get nerfed, because I feel like they might get nerfed on like pretty much the detection range, because you can literally put 2 of these down and take cover like half of the map. It's pretty crazy. So recommend using that. So moving on to science, we have kill 50 enemies taking cover from you in multiplayer. This one is a little bit more iffy, I understand, for you guys. So shit, it is a little bit harder of a challenge. Even I still don't fully understand it, but pretty much what I've been going about it is I've only been killing people off of head glitches, because that's what cover is. And another thing I've been trying to do too is I'll play with the map. So if I see like an obstruction in the way that only their heads, you can only see their heads when they walk by or something like that, I haven't paid attention fully, but I think those count too. So they don't necessarily need to be taking cover from you. Only a small part of their body needs to be sticking out and for you to kill them. And I think that counts as cover. But if you don't want to get that technical and enhanced with it, I say just find the spot where you see people head glitching, and find another spot where you can pick them off and just kill people that are in head glitches. Because sometimes, you know, if half their body's coming out or if their upper chest is coming out, it may not fully count, because I don't think that counts as them being fully in cover. Again, we still haven't been giving a lot of briefing on what specifically makes this challenge count, but from what I've noticed, I've just paid attention to the head glitch spots. I just kill people out of head glitches, and then whenever I do that, I see that it counts. So that's pretty much what I go about. And luckily it's 50, it's not 75 like the other one. So 50 head glitch spots is not the hardest thing to do. It is a little bit tedious, I will admit, but it's a lot better than, you know, some other bullshit they could have come up with. But again, just try to find people in head glitch spots. It shouldn't be too hard, because since this is a new game, a lot of people are going for camos, a lot of people are hiding. It's a campy kind of game right now, so it shouldn't be too hard for you to find someone who's being annoying and then take them off. And then, knowing how campers are, as soon as you kill them, they're gonna go straight back to that spot, so all you gotta do is wait and just take them out. So that's the best advice I have for this one. Until I get more details, I'll try to make another video on it solely by itself, showing you guys more gameplay. I'll do the same thing with Floral. If you guys are having struggle with it, I'll put, you know, more gameplay on it, me actually doing it. And now moving on to Psychedelic. Psychedelic, it's probably the easiest last tier camo challenges we could have ever gotten, because they're double kills. Double kills happen naturally, they happen easily, you know, it's not that hard to chain 2 kills, you know, it's double kills, it's not triple or quad feeds, you know. If it was to get 25 quad feeds or, you know, fury kills, then alright, that's a little bit of a struggle. But we're talking double kills, people, come on. It shouldn't be that much of a struggle for you to get some double kills. But yeah, aside from that, once you get those double kills, you are done. So that's why I say, you know, rank up the gun to level 50. For example, when it's 2 more levels with this one, I'm probably not going to be done with this challenge. I'm definitely not going to be done with this, but I'm already done with everything else. So whenever I get the Craig 6 maxed out to level 50, when I come back to the AK, all I pretty much have to do is get some more double kills, and that's it, the gun's gold. So if you guys want to do that, I recommend doing it. I think it saves time instead of wasting your time on that one single gun and getting it all the way gold, when you could be using that time to be ranking up your other gun. Because I found out, like, with estimated gameplay time, if I stick to one gun until it's fully gold, I could have another gun that starts from level 0, I can have it up to like level 25 or level 30. So that's about 25, 30 levels you're pretty much wasting trying to get that one gun gold, instead of getting all of them ranked maxed out and then coming back and knocking all of them out the park one by one. So that's my advice to you guys, if you guys want to do that or not. But if not, that's all I have for you guys. Hopefully in the next video I have diamond assault rifles to show to you guys. And if anything, I'm going to start giving, you know, a breakdown in each individual classes on what attachments I think work best for each class. And if you guys still need help with some challenges, please drop them down below in the comments. I'll focus specifically on Floral. I think I'm going to do a specific video on the long shots, and then science I'm going to do separate videos on, because those I think are some of the harder challenges. So be on the lookout for those. But other than that, that's my secret on how to get assault rifles diamond fast and faster. So hopefully next time I can have diamond assault rifles to show off to you guys. But until then, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.